All right, hello everyone. Eric Marks here again with FindingMiddle-earth.com. And after a ton of viewer requests here on the channel, we're actually going to do a demo of the iPad app called Plotagraph. Now they make a desktop app version for this as well. I think it's called Plotagraph Pro. And I haven't used that yet, but I'm loving the one for iPad. So basically this app just allows you to kind of animate certain parts of your photo, and you can restrict exactly where you want it and mask out certain portions where you don't want it. And it's super quick and easy. That's the best part about it. It looks really complicated, but it's just super simple and super easy. So okay, let's go ahead and get into this. So I just picked a simple photo to do this with, so it's just a super quick, smooth demo here. So basically I want to give some movement to the clouds. I remember when I was actually shooting this photo, the clouds were moving pretty fast that day. It was a pretty windy day. So let's go ahead and add some movement in here. So you'll see this whole tool panel down here at the bottom. And really the main ones you want to be concern yourself with is basically Animate, Anchor, and Speed. Those are going to be the main ones. And as I do more demos of this app, I'll go into some specifics on the other ones here. And then of course the little arrows, little circle arrows up here, the one to the left is an undo and the one to the right is a redo. So anything that you make a mistake on, you can just click this as many times as you want and it will undo the steps. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some animation here. So if you click the little Animate tool, you can draw arrows. So if I just start drawing arrows like this, you can draw them in whatever direction you want. So I'm just going to draw a bunch here, like I said, just for the demo. I'm just going to be kind of sloppy. We'll just draw them in the direction of the clouds. And you can put quite a few of these things if you want. It all kind of affects the way the animation handles the photo kind of differently. So the more you put, the more kind of loops that go into the animation. So typically you don't want to put a ton, but you want to definitely tell it where you want it to animate. So the best tip here is just follow the lines of the clouds. You can just kind of draw the arrows on the natural lines of the clouds. And whatever, you could do this from left to right or right to left. It doesn't matter because no one was there with me. They don't know what way the clouds were going. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really remember what way the clouds were going. So I'm going to pick this way. Okay, so when you do this, by the way, when you have all these arrows here, you can just press play at any time to see what you've done. And if you press play here, you can see it just mushes the whole photo and makes it move in the direction of those arrows. Well, we don't want that. We just want it in the sky, right? So you probably see this little mask tool down here, and you can use this and kind of draw your own masks over certain places, and it works okay, but I prefer to use these things called anchor points. And basically, you kind of custom draw a shape with these little anchor points, and anything below the anchor points or inside of the anchor points, if you decide to draw like a circle or something, will not be affected by the animation. So let's just start kind of sloppy making these little red dots. So kind of just tapping these little anchor points. All I'm doing is just tapping on the screen. And I actually want to undo the last two because I want to go over this little mountain. And I'm just tapping and following the natural shape of the tree line in the mountains here. So all I did was just tap these little things, and basically anything below those red dots, the anchor points, is not going to be affected now. So if I press play now, check that out. We just have movement in the sky. And what's cool is at any time you can press the speed icon here, and you can make it super slow, super fast, and you can add some real drama into it if you want it fast. And kind of the real magic of this app is really the fact that you can't really see the loop, right? It's kind of like magic. You can't really see where the loop starts and stops. So it just looks like a perpetual, moving cloud scene. It almost looks like a time lapse. It doesn't really look like a loop. So of course we can slow it back down. I normally stick mine around 2, somewhere around that for the speed. Sometimes if it's water, I'll go a little slower just to kind of add some kind of majestic movement of the water to this. But I don't know, for clouds, it's kind of fun to go kind of faster, especially if they're really moody and dramatic like this. So yeah, that's basically it. You animate, draw the lines in a direction that you want. You can do this with clouds, with the water. You can do it with like clothes. I've done it with a wedding dress before. There was a photo of a bride that had her dress kind of like flipping in the wind, and I kind of added some animation to that. So yeah, I mean, there's a million things you can do with this. If you think creative enough, you can do it with, liquid. So if you've taken photos of, someone at a bar pouring beer or something, you can kind of add some movement into that. It's pretty cool. So it's just kind of however your creative brain wants to use this, but it's a very cool little tool, and it really helps your images stand out on social media. That's what's cool, because when you export this, and I hit share down here, it actually allows you to choose social media, and then it gives you the specific output for Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Plotagraph, photos, or whatever. So I can just drag this little dot over whatever one I want here, and then it'll just give me the right output. And I can choose max quality, which I always do. And normally I just shoot these things on Instagram, and it just exports it and saves it right to my camera roll. So it's literally just super easy. You create the animation, add the anchor points, shoot it to your camera roll, post it on Instagram. You're done. So yeah, this is a really cool way to kind of help yourself stand out. And if you mess up on these little anchor points, instead of having to do undo, by the way, you can just hit this little hand called select, and you can kind of grab the anchor points and you can remove them, wherever you want. So that is kind of cool too. If you want to go back here and kind of move it a little further away from the trees or whatever you want to do, kind of tidy it up a little bit at the end. So yeah, there, because I always kind of start off a little sloppy and then kind of just make things better as I go. So there you go. There is a quick demo of Plotagraph on my iPad Pro. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you would like to stay up to date on all of my photography videos and free tutorials, please consider subscribing by clicking on my face. And if you would like to find out more about me and how to improve your photography, visit my website at findingmiddleearth.com.